Hey there, I'm Dr. Dave, and welcome to Microdose U. Today's episode is going to be very different. I'm about to sit down with a woman named Lina. She's in her 40s, she's Chinese, and she grew up under a kind of pressure that a lot of us cannot even begin to comprehend. She doesn't have any siblings, there was no softness, just expectations, just survival. So, why am I doing this? Because after speaking with so many people over the past few years, I am convinced that issues like depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues as well stem from what happened while you were growing up. So, without making any judgments whatsoever, I just want to share some stories from real people out there who have had quite a bit of trauma in their lives. Now, you're not going to see her face in this interview, in this video. That's intentional. Lina was brave enough to have this conversation with me, to open up about things she has barely spoken about out loud before, but she didn't want to be seen. And I think you're going to totally understand that when you see this interview. I totally get it. She's not doing this for attention. She's doing this because maybe, just maybe, her story can help someone else that feels alone. I also want to be clear. I'm not here to offer her any therapy. You'll see the type of interview I'm doing. I'm not giving any advice. I'm just asking questions. That's really all. I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm here to listen, to understand what it's like to grow up in a world where love is conditional, where achievement is everything, and where silence becomes your only survival strategy. Now, if you're listening to this on audio, Apple, Spotify, whatever, anything else, just know there's a full video version of this interview on YouTube. You'll be able to see subtitles there. Sometimes it might be a little bit difficult to understand 100%. So if you're not sure, go ahead and check out the YouTube version with the subtitles. You'll also see the emotion and how it plays out, and you'll get the full feel of it. So if you want to experience it visually, come check it out on the Microdose U YouTube channel. Otherwise, enjoy it on Spotify and Apple. Also, this isn't directly about psilocybin, but in a way it is, because stories like Lina's are often what lead people to the medicine, not looking to escape, just looking to heal. So join us. Sit with her story. No judgment, no presence. Here's Lina. Lina, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Thank you. I hope it's okay if I speak slowly. Some things are hard to say.
Take your time. It's okay. Let's start with this. When you were a little girl in China, what did a good daughter look like?
She's quiet. She does what she's told. She gets perfect marks in school and never argues. She plays the violin not for fun but for result. She's obedient and invisible.
Invisible?
Yes, like you should not take up space. If you need something, you are selfish. If you cry, you are weak. If you say no, you are a problem.
Was there ever a time that you remember being praised, hugged, or even told that you were loved?
No, not really. If I got a high score, they might say that's what we expect. If I got first place in something, they would tell the other relatives, but not tell me. It was more about what I did for their image.
Do you have any siblings?
No, I was the only one. In China, then one child policy, I was the only chance they had to get it right. So the pressure was all on me.
Do you think your parents were proud of you?
I think they want me to be someone they could show off, like, see, our daughter is perfect. She plays the violin, she wins math competitions. But me as a person, my thoughts, my feelings, no, that didn't matter.
Were they cruel to you?
Not with fist, not like that, but cold, so cold, my father especially. If I made a mistake, he wouldn't yell. He would just stop looking at me like I disappeared, like I was nothing.
What did that do to you?
It taught me that love is conditional. You only deserve attention when you are excellent. If you're tired, confused, or not perfect, then you are useless. Even now, I feel like that sometimes. If I take a day off, I hear my father in my head, lazy girl.
Did you ever fight back?
Once, I was 16. I didn't want to go to violin lesson that day. I was sick. I begged to stay home. My father slapped the table and said, "You want to be a beggar on the street? Is that your dream?" So I went. I played with a fever. I remember the ball was shaking in my hand, but I went.
How old were you when you started having issues with food?
Very young, maybe 10 or 11. One day, I got second place in math. Just second, not even bad. But my mother said you were not focused, and that's why. And that night, I couldn't eat dinner. It felt like I didn't deserve it. That's how it began.
So would you say the food became punishment?
Yes, punishment and control. When everything else was decided for me, when to wake, what to wear, what to study, the only thing I had was food or not food. Sometimes I would go 2 days without eating. I would tell my parents I had a stomach pain. They didn't ask much. Maybe they were happy. I don't know. Thin girls look more proper.
When did you realize that something was really wrong?
When I fainted during a rehearsal in the university, I was playing Bach and suddenly everything went black. I woke up on the floor. My professor said I looked like a ghost. But even then, I didn't stop. I just hit it better.
Why do you think you didn't stop?
Because stopping would mean admitting I wasn't okay. And in my family, being not okay is not okay. You don't talk about that. You just push through it. No pain, no gain. Rest is luxury.
Do you think this kind of pressure, the harsh discipline, the constant expectations is pretty much common in Asian cultures?
I can't speak for all of Asia, but in China, definitely. I think a lot of us were raised like this. It wasn't seen as abuse, it was just normal. The belief was that if your child feared you, they would succeed. Respect means obedience, and obedience means silence.
Did you have friends when you were growing up that were going through something similar?
Honestly, I didn't have many close friends. I have people I talk to, of course, but we never went deep. It's like we were all playing a role, everyone had a mask on. You never admit that things at home might be painful. You just keep going like nothing was wrong.
What made you leave China?
I told them I got a job in America teaching music, which was true, but the real reason I couldn't breathe anymore. Every street reminded me of shame, of judgment. I need distance, space to exist. Even if I was lonely here, it still felt better than being watched all the time.
And what is life like here now for you?
It's quiet. I teach music, violin, and music theory. I smile a lot at work. I try to be gentle with my students, but sometimes I go home and I don't speak to anyone for 2 days. I turn off my phone. I just sit in the dark. It's like my body goes into hiding again.
Are you close with anyone?
Not really. I have some colleagues, a few students like me, but I've never been in a relationship. I don't know how to be with someone. Intimacy feels like danger, like if someone sees the real me, they will run.
Have you ever tried therapy?
Yes, I've tried many kinds: CBT, group therapy, medication. Some things help for a little bit, but mostly it felt like putting a small band-aid on something very deep. Like I talk, I cry, I take the medicine, but the voice in my head, the one that says you are not good enough, is still there, always there.
How do you get through the days?
Routine: wake up, drink tea, teach, smile, go home. Maybe watch Netflix, maybe not eat, maybe eating too much. Sometimes I stare at the ceiling and just hope tomorrow may feel different.
You mentioned that you may be willing to try psilocybin, magic mushrooms. What made you come to that decision?
Desperation. I read stories, people with trauma, with depression, who say after mushrooms they felt something shift, like their heart opened. Oh, the pain finally makes sense. I want that, but I'm scared
What is it that you're scared of?
that I'll lose control. I'll see something that I can't handle, or maybe I'll finally feel love and realize how much I miss, and that will break me. So sometimes I think staying numb is safer.
Has anyone ever told you that they love you?
No, not really. Not where I believe it.
Do you love yourself?
I'm trying. Some days I can say you survived. That's something. But love, that's far away.
Is there a memory that keeps coming back to you often? Something that still really hurts?
Yes, one day I was 13. I had a solo performance and I had a memory slip. I remember my father stood in the hallway shaking his head. He didn't say a word, just shook his head like I ruined everything. And I remember standing there holding my violin thinking maybe I shouldn't be alive.
So you really thought that?
Yes, not in a dramatic way, just quiet, like I don't bring value. Maybe it'll be better for them anyway. I didn't act on it, but the thought stayed.
Do you still play for yourself?
Sometimes, but it's different now. I play with mistakes on purpose, just to see if I can survive it. It's like therapy in a strange way. I still cry when I play certain pieces, but I let it happen now.
What would you like people to understand about women like you who grew up under that type of pressure?
That we are not cold, we are not robots. We just learn to hide to protect ourselves. Underneath the silence is so much fear and longing, and that some of us are still trying to come back to life every day.
Lena, what would you like to say to your younger self if you could?
I would say, you didn't do anything wrong. You're just a child. It wasn't your fault. And I'm sorry No one protected you, but I'm here now. I'm trying.
Lina, thank you so much for this. Truly.
Thank you for asking. It's painful, but I think maybe in some way it helps.
Hey there, Dr. Dave back with you after the interview. I really hope you enjoyed this. I have to admit, it was really, really emotional for me to do this. And even as I was editing and putting it, putting the video out there, and it was really, really emotional for me. I tried to hold back on all of my emotions during the interview, but trust me, there was a part of me that was crying on the inside. You have to believe me. That's really, really true. I'd like to do more of these. If you have a story, if you have a story about growing up in some type of a difficult situation, whether it was a religion or whatever, anything it could have been, strict parents, get in touch with me. I would love to interview you. We can keep you totally private. We can keep you confidential, or you can actually, if you want, you can come on camera and be seen. It's totally, totally up to you. The most important thing is that we get the word out there that people that are watching and listening to this podcast, they're not the only ones that are going through really tough things. A lot of people out there are struggling, and we're going to get to the root of this and figure out why people are struggling. And not only that, what we can do about it. And that's what I've been trying to help people with for the past 4+ years. Remember, we've got a brand new episode every Wednesday. Check the show notes. There are always links, important links, if you want to join our Patreon page. We talk about kind of higher level things that we can't talk about anywhere else. And also my website, microdoseu.com. It's microdose with the letter U on the end of it. A lot of really good information there. And we do offer one-on-one coaching and guidance if that's what you're looking for. If you just don't know where to start, nothing here is medical advice whatsoever. I just share my story, and we help you out one-on-one as well, in the way of coaching and guidance, but it's not to be looked at as medical advice. And also, you don't have to be using any psychedelics or plant medicine. You don't have to be doing that as a prerequisite to get coaching. That's something that we talk about, but it's not mandatory at all. And also, if you are using psychedelics or anything like this, please make sure you're doing it in an area where it is legal or decriminalized. I just want you to be safe out there. Until next time, I am Dr. Dave. I do love you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Sign form.